Hello everybody, I'm back. It's been a while since my last video, and I don't have the pop filter on my mic, so if the audio is all strange, then you know why. But, last, you guys heard I was doing practice exams for my CompTIA Network Plus, and if you couldn't tell by the title, I passed. I passed yesterday. And it was a whole experience. So in this video I want to go over my experience taking the test and maybe some tips and tricks I could let you guys in on. Just some general good advice that was given to me and that helped during the test. I don't want to get into too much details because I don't know what all I'm NDA'd on. So, first things first, it took me about, in total, from start to finish, about a month and a half to start studying and then take and complete the exam. It would have been shorter, but I had some family stuff going on. My mom is very sick right now, and so that's been a struggle. But a month and a half, still not bad. It didn't take me too long, and it was hard. I'll let you guys know that. It definitely was not easy. And by the way, I took the new Network Plus exam, the N10-009. Like I said, it was difficult. If it was probably one of the more challenging things I've ever done, but I could certainly push for something more difficult, and I plan to in the future. The goal was to get this done before the school year started. I'm going back to community college to try to get my degree, my AA in IT and cybersecurity. So, yeah, so that's what I'm going to college for right now. I start in a couple weeks, and then my plan is to do the schooling. If it's super easy, then maybe do some studying on the side, maybe more centered around cybersecurity rather than networking, now that I have a globally accredited network credential. But that's the idea, and then hopefully I'll take another certificate in the summer after this school year before my next one, because it's a 2-year program. So, now time for the exam, the bit that you've all been waiting for. So, the exam was difficult. I think it was about 90 minutes long. There were a number of multiple choice questions and performance-based questions. And for those of you who don't know what performance-based questions are, they're questions tailored to kind of test your real-world application of the skills you've learned, so they can be a variety of things. There's a couple of YouTube videos up from various content creators, going over simulated performance-based questions, ones that might be similar to something you'd see on the exam. I will say that I was told that I would only get 2 performance-based questions on the exam. I'm not sure if I can say how many I got, but let's say I just want to say I was underprepared for what I received on the test. That's all I'll say. And I received some really good advice that I almost certainly would have failed if I hadn't taken it. And this is the advice you should take, regardless of circumstance. You should, at the start of your exam, skip past, flag them for review, and skip past the performance-based questions. The reason is at least the performance-based questions that I've seen on the internet, a lot of times you could sink a good amount of time into those questions, and so you want to save them for last, and knock out the easy points first. That was some really good advice, and that helped me out a lot. yeah, the performance-based questions are meant to be harder, and they are harder. Like I said, the exam, it's not an easy exam. It's not necessarily too difficult, but it's not easy either. I think you needed a 720 out of 900 to pass. I got a 774, so it was a pretty narrow margin, but also not really too concerning. So I was almost certain when I was taking the exam that I was gonna fail. I blasted through the multiple choice questions. Like, I won't say how many there was, but they're out of the number that was there. I probably, if I had to guess, probably 85 to 90% of them, I read the question, got the answer. Read the question, got the answer. It probably didn't take me more than 7 to 10 seconds per question for, like I said, 85 to 90% of the multiple choice questions. And the other ones I could narrow down to like maybe a 50-50. And so I answered those. And out of the performance-based questions, they were challenging. I would say look at the materials that are online, like specifically the Cert Master ones, because those are CompTIA's own examples of performance-based questions. You can find some videos online of people going over the Cert Master ones. Go look at those and try your best to absorb as much knowledge as you can. I'm trying to be very careful with what I see here, because I don't know exactly what I can get in trouble for. But like I said, I was struggling. I got into that exam room, and I'm not somebody who's very anxious, just in general. And I wasn't like too anxious. I wasn't like sweating or anything, but I was going through the answers. Even though I was getting a lot of them right, I was, just daunted, or just stunned by the number of performance-based questions that I got. I saw that, and it just instantly tilted me. I was like, goodness, this is not going to be good. And I got back to them, and I was doing them, and I didn't even finish all the questions. But obviously, another word of advice, do not leave any questions blank. You do not lose points for guessing. So guess. Try to narrow it down as much as you can and guess. And I definitely did do that a couple of times. I would say overall, though, I knew an overwhelming amount of the material. I studied like crazy, but I think I had a good grasp of the material. An area for me to work on now. So maybe I'll talk about that here in a second. So overall, like I said, N10-009 was the exam that I took, that I passed. I think I got an 86%-ish. It was 774 out of 920. 86, 85-ish percent. I only needed an 80. Can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw my score. But yeah. It was a good experience. It was hard. It was challenging, and I liked it. And I'll definitely be doing something like this, hopefully more challenging in the future, because it's just kind of something that I could easily see myself getting almost addicted to. Not so much getting certificates, but getting enough knowledge to warrant some kind of credit. You know what I mean? That's a good feeling. Yeah. So, moving away from the exam a little bit. And I haven't gotten any of my I haven't went and printed out the certificate. I probably should, but I haven't yet. Yeah. The going over we'll go over some tips and tricks, just listing some of the stuff that I said before, but making it more concise. Skip your PBQs, answer your multiple choices, come back to your PBQs. If flag any multiple choices that you don't know the answer to, go back to your PBQs, performance-based questions, PBQs, and try to do those as much as you can. If they give you a hint to your multiple choice, go back to your multiple choice, but you want to do those multiple choices first, and do not leave anything blank. There is no circumstance where you should leave anything blank. Give it a good educated guess. I studied using Jason Dion's course. I won't lie, the course was amazing. He was a great teacher, but it feels like it was insufficient. And I'm not sure if it's just because this is a brand new exam, right? The N10-009, as of the date of me achieving the certificate, I believe is less than 6 months old. And the reason I say that is I'm pretty sure there's a 6-month gap period in when the 009 test gets introduced and when the 008 test expires. So I believe we are currently still in that 6-month grace period. So I think it's less than 6 months old, the 009 test. And from what I understand, there's about a 20% more up-to-date content in the new exam, the 009, than the 008. Like 20% of the material is different than 008. So I won't lie, I did feel underprepared, but I don't think that has anything to do with Jason Dion. I think it either has more to do with me not digesting all the material he offered, or me needing to just go and, because I've heard this advice too, is to go and look at multiple different sources. I can't remember his name. Is it Mercer? Is that his name? So there's another dude who does some pretty good content that I've heard. I might try his stuff for my next exam, I'm not sure. But yeah, so try to diversify your sources of information. Maybe that'll help you, because I did feel underprepared. Like I said, I got 85 to 90% of the multiple choice questions correct, like instantly. So was I really that underprepared? Probably not. But the PBQs definitely did catch me off guard. And I bought practice exam set 1 and 2 from Jason Dion. So that was a total of 12 practice exams, 90 questions each, 90 minutes to complete them. So fully simulated. Of course, the issue, I bought them on Udemy, so the issue with that is their platform is just not good for simulating PBQs. And he says as much, but yeah. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit into my recommendations. So a recommendation, Jason Dion's training course is really good, but I think you might need to supplement it a little bit with somebody else's. Maybe there's some free courses out there, maybe supplement them with that if you're a little bit pressed for cash like I am. Do that. Skip your PBQs, come back to them later. What else? Don't leave any question blank. And you can never study too much. And then the practice problem set from Jason Dion. First practice problem set for the 009 exam, great. All 6 of those are great, including the one at the end of the course. He gives you one for free. That one's good. I would highly suggest buying the first problem set in addition to the one free exam you get at the end. It's pricey if it's not on sale. Wait for a Udemy sale. I bought both problem sets for $10 each. Hopefully that's not too much for you. It's worth it. A lot of the other practice exams, at least the free ones that I saw, in my opinion, were not good. It's difficult to find any for the 009 as is, probably because it's such a new exam, but his 009 practice exam was very helpful. It almost feels like I learned just as much from the practice exams that I did from the whole course. It kind of feels that way. Obviously it's not, but it feels that way. There's just like, I went through it. I think each time, in my first go around, I think of each one, I bounced between a 75% to an 85%, correct answer rate. And then you do it again and again. And the key is to do them in order and then redo them in order, trying to space it out so your mind doesn't remember the answers. And if you can, try to hide the answers with your hand, or if you're on your phone like I was, or if you're on the computer, just try to not look at the answers, read the question, think of the answer, think of, oh, this is what it could be, and then look for the answer. That way you're not just doing memory off of, oh, this is, it was A, it was B, it was C. And you're actually learning the material. I learned so much from doing those practice exams. I highly recommend them. Buy them on sale because full price is a little bit steep. I think it's like $45 at full price. I got them on sale. They go for as low as $10 is what I saw. Fantastic. Highly recommend it. Problem set 2 though. I thought about submitting a ticket. It's just low quality. In almost every one of the exams in the second set of practice exams, in every single exam, I'm pretty sure, you have 2 different questions that are duplicated. And what that means is you get the same exact question twice. And that happens 2 times per exam, it feels like. I know it happens at least once in every single exam, but it feels like it happens twice. So that means you get 4 questions that are essentially the equivalent of just 2 questions. Yeah. Not to mention some of the questions are just, it feels like gotcha and just low quality. And sometimes some of the questions are like bolded and then others are not bolded. And it feels rushed and just not good. Maybe he'll change them. One of them was just objectively wrong. I wish I could remember which one it was. I literally, I saw it and I was like, this feels wrong. Googled it. It was wrong. I wish I could remember which one it was. It was only one question that I knew was wrong, and I looked it up and it was wrong, out of the whole problem set. But anyways, so I recommend his course. Do the whole course. Try to learn as much as you can. And if you saw my first video, get Obsidian, the app, the note-keeping app, Obsidian. Get it. You'll never look back. You'll never use anything ever again. Get Obsidian. Take notes like I did. And I have pretty much a notes page for almost every single slide he did. I think I have over 400 plus files. It doesn't necessarily have to be one note page per slide, but each concept, each video set should probably have a page to itself ish. So keep that in mind. Take rigorous notes. Do the course. Jason Dion's great. Try to get his stuff on sale on Udemy. It's great stuff. And then get the practice problem set. There's nothing else like it that I've been able to find for free. A lot of the free stuff for 009 is just not that high quality, and you can get it on sale for like $10. If you can't afford that, try to ask your parents, ask your friends even, just try to get something. It's really worth it. I highly recommend it. But only after you've done all your studying, and then just iron out those topics that you're not sure of. Just iron them out until you're getting 95+%. By the time I was going through my second time, my first time, like I said, 75-85%. Second time, I was missing no more than 2 or 4 questions. So we're talking 93+%. And I got 100% a couple times. I missed 1 question a couple times. It was just, those things, I cannot recommend that enough. Sorry about that. My camera went out of focus there for a little bit. I was just about to wrap it up anyways. Yeah. Had a great experience. I will probably be taking another certificate after the school year, over the summer. Until then, I would like to, if I can, get some practical experience, get my hands on the actual equipment, because I think that will be invaluable. And then hopefully next summer I can do either Security Plus, CISA Plus, or maybe Blue Team Level 1. Hopefully something cybersecurity focused, now that I already have formal education, or I guess a formal certificate in networking. That would be ideal for me. I'm not sure. I'm going to talk to some of my STEM advisors and get their opinion, because I don't know, with a 2-year degree, I don't know if hiring managers are going to see that as equivalent level of knowledge as having a Security Plus more knowledge, or what. I don't know how they want to weigh that. So obviously if it's equivalent, then I won't get Security Plus. I'll just get CISA Plus or something more difficult or more specialized. We'll see. I just want to say thank you guys for sticking around and following me for this little bit of journey that I've had. I will be posting more videos as I continue to try to develop my skills. I've noticed a lack of real level-headed tutorials in a lot of this stuff, so I might do some of those myself, because I'm just a normal guy. I don't have really any experience with any of this until now, and so I think I can bring a real, genuine perspective to learning some of these concepts. Anyways, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Hope you guys have a great day.